Okay, this week is week 2, and you have several things going on this week. Try not to panic. We have 2 articles that we are reading. We have the Lamott and Lamont article. It is called Shitty First Drafts. I understand that that is an ugly word, so please feel free to use stormy, sucky, whatever, whenever you're talking about it. It is a famous essay. And then we also, so that's about first drafts because you're writing your first draft this week. We also have the Fulwiler article that talks about the author's voice in writing. Also, in addition to that, we have section C of a writer's reference, C1, C2, C3. These sections will help you as you begin to write. Particularly, we have the narrative, literacy narrative essay that you're starting this week, or should have already started likely. And you can find a copy of, or a sample essay in section C3, pages 32 and 33. You can also even find the rough draft for that sample on those pages. And a more explanation about the literacy narrative on pages 34 and 35 of a writer's reference. So it's really important, while you need to hurry up and get on this assignment here, look at these sections for reference. Also, the Lamont article will help you, feel a little bit more comfortable in this first draft process. So let's look at this literacy narrative draft assignment. Says to download and to be sure and follow the directions. Okay, so it's not enough just to put a few words on paper and think that you're done. This is an essay, and your first draft needs to be as good as it can be for the first draft. While that opens, okay, so it reminds you to read 34 through 35. So those are some more instructions and examples about how you can go about this. The pages prior to that are the actual sample. Okay, so before I even begin, let's talk about the fact, what is a narrative? A narrative, while it is still an essay, so this is an academic essay, it kind of comes off like a story. So it's, think of it that way, that you are telling a tale. So for this first essay, because we are focused on writing as a discipline, you are going to write about your experiences as a reader and writer. Okay. In the essay, you will describe and analyze your experiences. It is best to focus on 1 or 2 events instead of trying to capture your entire history. Please remember the following. So this is a first-person point of view essay in which you will use I. At no point in this class should you use you in your essay. So keep that in mind. Be as descriptive as possible. Remember our senses. If the reader can imagine how something looked or how it smelled or whatever, then you have targeted the senses there. Make sure it's well organized. If you're telling something that occurred in, chronologically, then obviously your essay is going to be chronological. And then think about what your guiding theme is. What is the big picture here? It is possible that your experiences are not good. So what did you learn from those? It is possible that you had someone in your life that was really influential. What did you learn from that person? Think about what the big picture meaning is behind the stories you choose to share. For me, I've been in writing for a very long time. I have many reading and writing experiences. And so it would be really hard to choose just a few, but I would probably look at some that were similar, like the time that I turned in a paper in my college prep 12th grade English class, thinking it was just great and making a C on it, and what I learned from that. Also, I remember getting different comments from professors in college, and they still stick with me after all this time. And so, those are some experiences that I could choose to share. So anyway, think about your history. I really do not want to see every grade discussed. Maybe 2 different grades that you were in. So maybe something happened in 2nd grade and then something happened in 10th grade. That's fine. But there's no need to cover your whole life story. Think of 1 or 2 or 3 even really specific instances in which reading and writing played a role in your life, and what was that big picture message that you took home from that. So this is just the first draft, and drafts are just based on following instructions, but the actual final essay will be graded on these pieces. Okay, I hope this helps get you prepared. Don't be nervous. Drafts are rough, and we will work from there after you submit due Wednesday. Thanks.